Hello, guys. How are you all? Sunday afternoon here. It's Sunday afternoon. It's fairly dismal. Would you believe it? While that intro was playing, I just got an email from my accountant. That always puts you in a good mood. Okay. Anyway, where are we now? Okay. Let me see. Bryan Street. It's Sunday afternoon. It's the 19th of June. Yes, it's the 19th of June. It's been a fairly rubbish summer up to now. We've had one nice day. I mean, a bank of cloud in. Oh, let's not get us down. The streets and everything is quiet today. There should be people about because it's summertime now. It should be nice weather, but everything looks quiet and airy and whatever. But let's have a little old live stream anyway. Bryan Street. Oi, oi, church bells are ringing. Cheers. Nice to hear from you, Brian. Ben Leno, Martin Ryder. Nice to hear from you, mate. Archie Westmoreland, Bryan Street, Gary Hughes, Delboy K. Just subscribe to this channel. Let's see the difference. You've already seen it. I've got a different intro on this one. Okay, Rusty Lid. Good evening from the Pattaya Beer Garden. Wow, that sounds bloody good. Pattaya Beer Garden. Now, let me see. So it's 11 o'clock at night. Okay, sounds like a good place to be, mate. Martin Ryder, live and direct from Monga HQ. Okay, let me just see if I can do this properly. David Walters, Leeds. Ion Tilt, Dutch Farang. Dutch Farang, a quick live before the roast. I've actually bunged the chicken in the oven. It's a little bit early, and I'm going to I'm just going to bung the whole chicken in the oven in its plastic bag, and it takes about 2 hours overall if you cook it slowly. So I might have chicken, but I've got a friend coming around tonight, so we're going to have our Sunday night booze up. It's okay now, but in a couple of days' time, I'll be heading out to Romania. So I don't want to get drunk before doing a journey like that. Certainly not. HFC 65. Hey up, Eddie. Hope you are okay. Yeah, you too, mate. Nice to hear from you. Kevin Max, Sunday fun day with Steady Eddie. Okay, thank you. El Terrifico, greetings from sunny Toronto. Oh, good for you, mate. Good for you. So it's sunny. We had a nice day on Friday, and I think there might have been one or two other nice days. It's been absolute rubbish. The last weekend wasn't too bad, but we have a crap climate here. Eugene Vincent, Barry Bassett, nice to hear from you. Dutch Farang, Eddie pulled me away from the girly stream. So were you watching one of those in the the Pattaya bars where they're all dancing in bikinis and all that? Do you know what? Whenever I see those, especially if I see a thumbnail, I think, "Oh, I'll watch this," yeah. And then I watch it for about 1 minute and then switch. I get bored of it and switch it off. At the end of the day, if they haven't really got anything to say. Let's see, Rant and Rave. I thought you were in Romania. Not yet, mate. Okay. Gaz77's here, yeah. Martin McCormick. Hey, Eddie, hope all is well. Yeah, it's fine, thank you. Eugene Vincent, how many spuds today? I haven't got any spuds. I've got frozen fries, but I haven't put those in yet. I've just bunged the chicken in there, and when it's done after this live stream, I'll probably have some chicken on toast. Chicken on toast. I love chicken on toast. Nice chicken on toast. I really like that. And then later on during the course of the evening, me and my best buddy will probably have a proper roast dinner. Then it's Sunday night anyway. Gordon Bennett, nice to hear from you. Patriots just won. Are Romanian ladies better than Thai ladies? They're all wonderful. Dutch Farang was watching the cave, Eddie. The cave I know in Pattaya. I thought it must have changed because the one that I know used to have live bands in it, didn't it? Peter Blue, nice to hear from you. David Mayer came back from a tour of America's national parks. No, that sounds bloody good. That sounds really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Absolutely. I'm just you have a great time. What have I done here? Okay. Popcorn. Looking forward to good afternoon, Popcorn. Nice to hear from you. Brian Street. Damp in Swindon having a Guinness. Have one on me. That sounds bloody good. What is that joke? Where did I hear that joke about Guinness? Where did I hear it? Where did I hear that? Yeah, guy takes a girl on a date, and she drinks one Guinness after the other. She ends up drinking 6 pints of Guinness, and he says to her after a while, he says, "All right, I bought you 6 pints of Guinness. Should we go back to my place and get it on, baby?" She says, "No, but I'll tarmac your drive if you want me to." Okay. Thanks for that super chat anyway. Thanks for that super chat, Brian. Much appreciated, mate. Much appreciated. PD, hi Eddie. I think the most beautiful girls in Romania are in Amsterdam and Antwerp. Right. Well, I haven't been to the second one, but yeah, I did encounter a few of them in the first one that you mentioned, and yet they are wonderful. Just saying. Del Boy K. 90 degrees again here in West Florida. Sounds like a lovely place to be, mate. Let me see. Okay, where are we now? Yogi Bear, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Donald Boudreau, PCR test to get into Bucharest. No, none of that. I wouldn't have booted if I didn't own that. No, there's no PCR test. Really, there's no restrictions at all. I think Romania have abandoned all of those restrictions from March this year. No PCR test, no ATK, no passenger locator form. It's wise to still take proof of your vaccination. Your jabs. It's wise to still take proof of those. But no, as for all that PCR test, none of that, mate. Have a great trip, and thanks for bringing us all along. Cheers, mate. Really appreciate it. Nice to hear from you, mate. Eugene Vincent, Ed, I am planning on having my first Thai sandwich in your honour when I go in November. And enjoy it, mate. Very, very tasty. Paul Hoskin, nice to hear from you. Anthony Chitchen. Okay, thank you for that super chat, Anthony. Really, really do appreciate that. It all goes to a good cause. From what I hear, the beer in Romania is going to be, well, it's going to be great value. So that'll get me quite a few beers, I hope. Thanks for that, mate. Much appreciated. Andrew Johnson, evening, Eddie. Hope you're well, man. Yeah, nice to hear from you. And Andrew Johnson has retired out in Thailand, and I met up when I was last out there, and he seems to be having a very, very great time out there. So good. I hope all's going well, mate. Nice to hear from you. Archie Westmoreland, Eddie, we need a detailed briefing of what's on offer in Romania, including costs, etc. Well, I haven't actually been out there yet. I mean, so that is all to come anyway. So hopefully I can get all those that information to you. Joe Hart, nice to hear from you. Ian UK, hi Ed. Look forward to the live streams when you visit Dracula. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I keep hearing. I know I've said this before, but I keep hearing from lots of people, lots of YouTube pages, lots of reports that Romania has got one of the best internet connections in the world. In fact, I met some Romanians last week, and they actually said that it's the best in the world. It's the best, most powerful internet connection. So I'm hoping to do tons of live streams on this channel here. And as for doing some videos, well, I'll have to mix it, find a way to mix it too anyway. So where was I there? Yeah. Okay. Cats and good coffee. Nice to hear from you, mate. Yeah. Let me see now. Anthony Chitchen. Hi, Ed. You have a couple of beers on me when I'm in, mate. Okay, thanks for that super chat. Hopefully that'll get me quite a few, if it's as cheap as what they say it's going to be. Paul Hoskin, will you be taking any lubricants on holiday? I wouldn't get them to. I wouldn't get them to the airport. Danish Bacon, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Piece of blue, no Thai pass from July the 1st. Great news. That is great news. So, and apparently there's no masks anymore. Is this true about Thailand? No masks anymore. But one thing. That's great. I mean, for me, I've said this before, but that Thai pass was not really the real villain of the piece. It wasn't the real villain. It was those bloody PCR tests and all that rubbish. That's the real thing. That I'm glad that it's come to an end. So the state of Thailand now, they're well into the low season at this moment in time. But one thing is for sure, those flights have got really, really expensive. They have got expensive. So the big question is, will those flights come down by the time of the peak season later this year? Well, yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Now, this is it. Cats and Good Coffee. There is an American YouTuber that recently went to Kuala Lumpur with a Filipino, I think you mean his Filipino wife. And that when they tried to come back to the Philippines, they were not allowed because they did not have the latest booster. I have heard something about that. You do have to keep up to date with what's happening when you're traveling anywhere. When you're going in and out of countries, you really, really do have to really keep up to date. I mean, because I keep hearing people saying Philippines is open, not a problem. But apparently now, if you don't have the latest booster, and of course you've got to have evidence of all of that. I have heard something about that. Patriots just won. Pandemic not ended yet. We don't know what happens in the autumn. Things can change quickly. Well, yeah, I mean, it's well, I don't know. I don't even want to go there. Super Stephen, hello, Eddie. Have a good trip. Thanks, mate. Cheers for that. El Terrifico. Eddie, do your neighbours know they're living next door to an internet legend? I don't know. Neighbours are neighbours, aren't they? Neighbours are neighbours. Don't even talk about it with them, to be honest with you. Scaffolder John. No, that's not a very nice thing to say, is it? There's probably a lot of them are really, really decent people. Martin Ryder. I've never been, but I understand there are plenty of I've never been, but I understand there are plenty of massage parlors in Bucharest. Oh, that's interesting, man. That's interesting. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I haven't got there yet. You never know. You never know. You never know. Danish Bacon. I'm sure they were curtain switching when he does the videos in the garden. I think the one that I done last week, I think I was a bit loud. They probably thought I was a bit of a nutter. Patriots just won. Is Thailand open for unvaccinated already? No. Oh, Jesus, do you know what? I can't keep abreast of all of this stuff that's going on. I really, really can't keep up to date with absolutely everything. It is open for the unvaccinated, but I'm sorry, I haven't managed to keep up to date because I'm not going to Thailand at this moment in time. I think you can go there, but I'm not so sure about the. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us that. Jesus Christ! I remember you. Late time, you had a couple of drinks. We could hear you pee when you left for a while. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What a comment. Okay. Nice to hear from you. Fantastic wildlife. I'm open for an announcement of 45 days I'm open for an announcement of 45 days on arrival. That's meant to be coming next week. No, this is good. I think David Arm mentioned this, didn't he? And I've heard it a couple of times. Apparently, The visa on arrival is going to be extended to 45 days. That's bloody good. That's good. That's good. That is good. That is good. Okay, so bring that on anyway. Martin Ryder, beware of gypsy pickpockets. You will probably get your pockets full. Yeah, don't worry. You've got to be cautious in any place you go. You've got to be aware of your surroundings, and you know, absolutely. Oh, don't worry. I think it's coach stations and bus stations and places like that. I'm streetwise. I've travelled enough places where pickpockets. I've travelled all around Brazil, you know, and places like that. So yeah, I'm wise. I'm wise to all that. Thanks for that anyway. Pelly, lots of hairy bikini lines in Romania. Wish you a super duper awesome holiday down there. Okay, fine, thank you. There's a castle in Romania called Pele's Castle. Hairy bikini lines. Really? I don't know. I wouldn't know about hairy. I've got the feeling that Romanian girls are all Kojak these days. I think they're all Kojak. Archie Westmoreland, critical traveller such as our hotels visitor friendly. Okay, yeah, I'll try and get what I can, mate. Can't get what I can. Peter Blue, flights to Thailand through the route. It's flights to Thailand through the roof. I'm looking at going in January. Cheapest flight, 850. Is that reason? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I noticed that another YouTuber, the wonderful Jeff Carter, he put something on Facebook, and the thing is, he was mentioning something about flights from Manchester right now, £1,300 return, £1,300 return. That's bloody ridiculous. And this is low season. I've been to Thailand in the month of May once, and it was a dirt cheap flight. I always thought this time of year, if you're going to be going there, then it's you know, it's going to be cheaper if anything else. But the cost of flights are ridiculous now. Let's hope that it doesn't last. Tellboy K, latest booster. I thought you only need one booster after your jabs, after your two jabs. Mate, you've got it. Whatever country you go, you've got to read the government website requirements, entry requirements. You've got to make sure that you know everything. You know, go into entry requirements, you know, government, gov.uk, whatever. Take the government's advice of what you will need before you enter, and make sure it's bang up to date as well. You really, really do have to do what he says, because you never know what's coming next. Is this Cats and Good Coffee, Patriots just won? Oh, yeah, I believe Patriots just won, yeah. I believe he's answering, I believe Cats and Good Coffee is answering that question. If you haven't been vaccinated, then you know, do you still need to quarantine in Thailand? But I think he's saying you just need an RT-PCR test. Well, that's bad enough. But yeah, okay, that's fair enough. So to get into Thailand, just need an RT-PCR test. Okay, thanks for that info, mate. Anyway, Paige just won. Cambodia still forces unvaccinated for 7-day quarantine. Really? And you get all these people who are saying, you know, Cambodia is open and, you know, you can come in, not a problem and all that. Well, it still looks like it's, there's nothing that's entirely without problems. Yogi Bear, Ed, Romania has 9 cities out of 15 cities worldwide with the fastest net. Okay, well, you know what? I'm looking forward to doing plenty of live streams on this channel, outdoor live streams. I'm really looking forward to doing that. I think that'll be good fun. And there's nothing worse. There's nothing bloody worse than when you're doing a live stream and it starts buffering and all that. It really, really is a pain. So let's hope that's true. Thanks for that anyway, mate. The Lost King of Scotland. Romanian women are stunning. Remember the cheeky? I've seen the cheeky girls. Oh, and they look very, very Romanian, lovely. Oh, beautiful. Oh, lovely stuff. Romanian girls are lovely. And the ones that I've encountered, you know, they're really, really nice girls. No problems with them at all. Scaffolder John. Lol, you're a legend, Eddie. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for that. Cats and good coffee, piece of blue. That is actually cheap. From Spain, the cheapest is 16 Merkels. 1600 Merkels. Let's see. Rusty Lid. Thailand is 80 key test on arrival for unvaccinated starting July the 1st. Do you know, I even don't like that. I don't like anything, shoved up your bloody nose. I still don't trust those things. Rant and Rave 30. Non-max can go after July the 1st without restrictions, but random people will be asked for max certificates. Non-max can go after July the 1st without restrictions, but random people. Okay, so does that mean that if you're unlucky, you'll be asked for max certificates, or you have to take an ATK test at the airport? How enforced this will be? I still don't like the sound of any of those things personally. Patriotist won 800 quid to go to Thailand. That's a lot for July. Normally you could get it for less than 400 quid. Yeah, sounds about right, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Paul Hoskin, 45 days, mongers assemble. It's potato time. Good for you, mate. Lovely stuff. Martin Ryder, I think you're talking about Romanian gypsies. The old trick is to drop a large sum of money in front of you, and you pick it up and try to return it. They dip your pockets. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, whatever. You've got to there. You do have to be careful there. Okay. Well, thanks for that info. Anyway, I'll be okay. I'll be okay because I don't really keep anything of value in my pockets. I'll have something in this little hold bag here, but I'll keep that tight here. I'll be all right. I'll be all right there. Thanks for that anyway, mate. Joseph Derrick, nice to hear from you. Ben Leno, last time I booked a return from London, I paid 275 quid in 2019. Was that to Thailand? That's amazing, huh? Ian UK, Ed, I guess the so-called fitness regime will be put on hold. I will be doing a lot of walking. But then again, I do a lot of walking when I'm in Thailand as well, and I still manage to put on weight. At least I'll be doing a lot of walking around the various places I'm going. So, whatever. I'll be getting exercise anyway, one way or the other. Paul Hoskin, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, Paul. Tankmo, Finnair flies to Bangkok in January. Finnair flies to Bangkok in January, 570 lows. But said this euros. We said this before, but Finnair, some people swear by it, say it's a great airline, and some other people say not so good. Now, if you look on the internet now, if you want to go to Bangkok, right? Here's the thing for you. Do you think that there's regional variations? I mean, if you're used to flying from Manchester to Bangkok, are you always going to pay more than if you flew from Heathrow to Bangkok? Because like these, the southern airports, the London airports are more established. I would have thought you would get better value. I mean, airports like Bristol, Bristol is closer to me than Heathrow, but I don't like that airport. It's a bit awkward to get to somehow. But if I was to fly from Bristol to Bangkok, it'd probably be a hell of a lot more money. And I just found it better to get the National Express coach to Heathrow, to be honest with you. So that's an interesting question. I mean, if you're in Northern England, do you not think that if you were to make the trek by bus to maybe Heathrow, that you would get a much better deal? It's worth thinking about. Let me see. Okay, where are we now? Cats and good coffee. Has any of you been in an Airbnb shared flat or house? Many times there is a horny host and or guest that wants to get laid. Once the granny host wanted sex with me. Once I had a granny host that wanted sex. Look at you, mate. Look, that sounds bloody good, wasn't it? Wasn't Norman Bates' mother, was it? Okay. Thai Billy Boy. Just did a check on flights. January the 10th, 2023 for a month from Manchester to Bangkok. 583 return with Qatar. See, that's good. I've glanced at this. If you book ahead, let's say this is June. If you're booking ahead to November, I would imagine December is always going to be more expensive. But if you're booking ahead to maybe November or maybe January, then do you think you probably would get a better deal? I think the answer, is really book ahead, isn't it? But book well in advance. Anders Bergman, nice to hear from you, mate. Patriots just won. 800 quid to go to Thailand is a lot. You could have cheap 120 quid flight to Spain and enjoy your time there. Hotel might be a little bit more expensive, but you save flight costs. Yeah, but Spain's all right if you go to Benidorm. It's good fun. But I don't know. I think I'd still rather be in Pattaya somehow. El Terrifico, Eddie, are you getting hundreds of Father's Day? Are you getting hundreds of Father's Day greetings from all over the world? Oh, I've had suspicious people from all over the world messaging me and saying, it's you, isn't it, Daddy? It's you, isn't it? You're the bloody one. Oh, whatever. I don't get involved in any of that. El Terrifico. This is not the same El Terrifico as the one with Fred Flintstone. El Terrifico. Hi, Eddie. Are you going to introduce us to a Romanian bird or taking the wife? If there's loads of bloody fit Romanian birds there, do you think I'm going to take my 20-stone nagging wife? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like taking Minnie Mouse to Disneyland, isn't it? Martin Ryder, London Heathrow to Bangkok, 477. In the past, there were some of those Middle Eastern airlines that are really good. I once went in the month of May, it was quite a few years ago, with Royal Jordanian. In fact, I've flown with them a couple of times, and they were bloody good. I mean, London to Heathrow, 477 quid in January, Royal Jordan, assuming that's return. That sounds good. That sounds bloody good, there. Thanks for that, Martin. What's this, though? Let me see, though. I'm glad. Graham Johnson, nice to hear from you, Graham. Cats and good coffee. What is a Merkel? I'm glad you asked that, Graham, because I was wondering that one as well. Brian Street, I'm 65 at a 20. Brian Street, I'm 65 at a 23-year-old Romanian round mine, absolute darling. So if you see Sonia over there, say hello to me. Okay, I'll give her your regards as well. Don't worry, Brian, I'll look after her for you. They are lovely. That's good to hear. There's some lovely, lovely birds. Lovely Romanian girls. Really, really nice. Oh, I see. Yeah, Cats and Good Coffee. Graham Johnson, Merkel's equals euros. Okay, so it makes a bit of sense that then. Rant and Rave 30. I've just Eva Airways is back on the scene, isn't it? I've just booked an Eva Air flight from Heathrow to Bangkok in September for 612 with 30-kilogram luggage. That's Eva Airways is one that I would rate very, very highly. It's Taiwanese. That airline is going to Taipei, but it stops off at Bangkok on the way. And I've flown with them. They're a good airline. They're nice to see them back on this. I mean, 612, if that's return, that still seems a little bit, more expensive, but it's not ridiculously expensive. So, well done there, mate. Anyway. Graham Johnson, I'm paying €543 in October from Madrid. Good for you, mate. 500, it's about 500 quid then, isn't it? It's roughly about 500 quid. That sounds good to me, mate. Good for you. Ben Leno, yes to Thailand. It was via Air China. The pandemic struck, and I didn't fancy my return flight through Beijing. So I'm still here. Oh, well, good for you, mate. Good for you. So you're still in Thailand. I hope you're having a good time. I do hope you're having a good time. Let's see. Cats and Good Coffee. Graham Johnson, I was checked from Madrid for November. The prices are reasonable. Maybe we should all start flying from Madrid. Thai Billy Boy. 5 years ago, I got a £290 return from Manchester to Bangkok with Qatar. And one flight was upgraded to business, then upgraded again to first class. Couldn't believe it. That sounds bloody good. That sounds like a damn good flight. Martin Ryder, cheapest flight, March, London Heathrow to Bangkok, Austrian Airways. So that's next March. That sounds like a long way away, doesn't it? Austrian Airways. Funnily enough, I've only just heard of them the other day. Are they another airline that's changed its name, or are they a brand new airline? I've never actually heard of them before until the other day, and yet they did look really, really cheap. Gaz77. Hi, Eddie. Can you be my daddy? None of you still wearing your granny's knickers on your head. Okay, the lost king of Scotland. Why go to Spain when you can go to Southeast Asia? Yeah, exactly. Mick man, beware E-Dreams and sister company have a shady reputation. They're on Skyscan. I think the one that I had a run in with was Opedo. Opedo. They're the ones that I had a run in with. I was going to Cambodia, and I went via China, Beijing to Cambodia. That was the flight. But then within a couple of weeks before I was due to fly there, they cancelled the flight from Beijing to Siem Reap. And it was really, really awkward for me to get my money back. I got the credit card company, but they were bloody awkward. I wouldn't use Opedo again. Where's the chat gone? Let me see. Paul Harrison. Okay, thanks, Paul. Hi, Eddie. Subscribed to this channel yesterday. Okay, there's going to be a lot of live streams on this channel. I mean, because the reason I done this one is because it doesn't always work too well. They don't always mix having videos and live streams on the same channel. So this is going to be the live channel, and the other one will be the videos channel. Frank Travels, Qatar Airways are overrated in my. I've never actually flown with them. Frank Travels, best boot direct with airline. Okay, thank you. John Mitch, okay, Eddie, I just logged on. I wonder what's grim about this Sunday. Look at the weather, mate. Look at the weather. It's June, isn't it? It's June the 19th. It's supposed to be British summertime. You look outside, there's a bank of clouds. It's cloudy. There's, you can't see any sun. I had to walk before. There's hardly anyone around. There's nobody around there anywhere. It's all fairly looking grey and grim. It's like an autumn day, really. It's a grim Sunday. So you get to a point when I think people start giving up on the summer. But nice to hear from you anyway. Yogi Bear, Graham Johnson, I've been with Qatar for years and I've been upgraded twice but paid nothing. They just come to you on the plane, okay? Gaz77, how much for grams of weed in Thailand? I don't do that personally, so I wouldn't know. But apparently they've legalized, they've got cafes, haven't they, with marijuana and all of that. It's not something that I do personally. Farang Travels, I was paying 500 quid 20 years ago from Manchester to Bangkok. What are you all complaining about? Yeah, I mean, the flights, I was paying about, when I first went there about 20 years ago, about £400 or a bit more than £400 return, something like that. And amazingly, the flights didn't really go up over the years, did they? I mean, for many, many years, the flights weren't going up. I mean, it's only this year, really, that they've really, really gone up. But that's for other circumstances. I mean, this is a very, very strange time right now. We're now in the aftermath of that dreadful pandemic. So nothing's really what it should be. Paul Hoskin, I can't wait to wear my T-shirt saying something like, I like some good Ed. I have a double Ed. 2 Eds are better than 1 Ed. Ed's I win. It's Ed's I win, tails you lose. Okay, good suggestions. Thanks for that, mate. I don't know, might be an idea to get some T-shirts out there, but a merch, I don't like that anyway. I've looked into that, but I haven't actually done anything about it yet. Ty Billy Boy, Yogi Bear, I agree. They're very generous with upgrades. More chance when you are flying alone. Okay. Cats and good coffee. Pages one, thanks for supporting Spain, mate. I am in Spain at the moment, and weather and food is good. The problem is that instead of hot Asian chicks, this is full of bitter feminist Karens. Okay, you tell them, mate. You tell them. Yeah, absolutely, bloody nagging. Oh my god! I mean, these couples that you see. They'll put on the screen again. These couples that you see in Spain and Turkey and places like that, they go on holiday, don't they, together? And you see this overweight couple sitting at a restaurant, and they haven't got a word of conversation between them. They haven't got any bloody conversation. They've gone on holiday together, and they both look as miserable as sin. She's miserable because she's a miserable cow, and he's miserable because he's with her. He'd probably prefer to be with a hot Asian chick. Just my observation. Well, let me see now. Gary Hughes, Austrian have been around for years, part of the Lufthansa. Now they're the Lufthansa group that are Swiss, but I've never actually. I can't recall hearing of Austrian Airlines, but I did glance the other day, and it seems like they were doing the best deals. Okay, Gaz77. I kind of like that comment. I like that comment. It's better than some of those other vulgar things that you put on there. Martin Ryder for Frank Travels, 392 with agent and 417 with Austrian Airlines direct. You're good. That sounds good. Fantastic wildlife. 23 years ago, I was skint in my 20s, joined a club, mate, and desperate to go to Thailand. I paid £300 return with Air Uzbekistan. Gee, never heard of that one. It's 28 hours one way. There were no computer screens in the airport. So you have to Air Uzbekistan. It's 28 hours one way. So you have to, 28 hours one way. That's bloody awful. Would you go here, there, and everywhere? Oh, couldn't be doing that, mate. Paul Harrison, I've been subscribed to your other channel about 2 years now. Thanks for that, mate. I do appreciate it. And I do have a lot of appreciation for those who've been subscribed for a long time. Rant and Rave. What is the tipple for tonight, Ed? I'll tell you what, I'm glad you said that because I'm going to get myself another can of beer. Oh, I must say, I do like this Carlsberg Export. I really, really do. I do like Carlsberg Export. I don't like the normal Carlsberg. There's better beers than that, but this is bloody good. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Oh, lovely stuff. Mm. It really is quality. This. Okay, this is a pint one. I'll put that in there. I'll put the rest of it, you know, back in the icebox. Okay, lovely stuff. Okay, what have we got now? What was that? Paul Hoskins. When I go to Pattaya, I'm gonna take 2 Viagra. What? Only bloody two. You've got more energy than me, mate. Trying to think of a chubby brown joke which I heard about Viagra. The other day. Oh, I can't remember that one now. John Mitch, why go to Thailand for Rumty Bumpty? John Mitch, why go to Thailand for Rumty Bumpty when you can have multiple Rumpy Pumpy in a German FKK club? All for just the cost of a flight to Bangkok. Multiple Rumpy. That sounds good advice. Sounds good advice. Do you trust those places, do you, though, John? Obviously, you've got personal experience of all of that. I've traveled all through Germany, and Germany's a great country. I thought the Germans are really, really hospitable. It's one of the most underrated traveling experiences. But you've got to be careful. They bloody rip you off. If you go behind closed, if you enter certain establishments, you're asking to get ripped off. They do have a terrible rip-off culture, but obviously you know more than I do. Brian Street, guys, how much for grams of weed in town? About 20 stretching a Hilton, I reckon. It's apparently, they're legalizing it now, but it's not something that I do. Yogi Bear, the weed you buy in cafes and places, there's very little THC in it. And they go, and that's Elot. Okay. I wouldn't touch it. Not for me, mate. Not for me. Johnny B. Hi, Steady. Nice to see you, pal. Are you all set for Romania? I am all set for Romania. I've got my boarding pass printed out. I've got my National Express coach ticket printed out. So what else? What else? I'll still take my proof of inoculations, vaccinations, all that kind of stuff. Even though they don't say that you need it, I'll still take it anyway. I'll just roll up a few t-shirts, a few pairs of underwear, this kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm all set, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Hopefully by the middle of the week, I will be nicely tucked up in a nice, comfortable little hotel on the outskirts of Bucharest. It's only about a mile or so away from the city centre. And when I arrived, it looks like a nice hotel. It's a double room. I'll be staying there for 4 nights, and it's 4 nights. And it gets good ratings, and it's about 30 quid a night. If you can get a hotel in a capital city, a double room for 30 quid a night, then that's a sure indication that country is going to be good value. Let me see now. The Lost King of Scotland. You should get some merchandise, mate. I'd buy some. Could think of nothing better than walking down 1360 in the Steady Eddie t-shirt. Okay, thanks for that, mate. Good suggestion. Cheers. Delboy K, it's a known fact that miserable people at home are miserable people on holiday too. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I've seen it. Do you know what? I've travelled. I've traveled so many places, but when you go to popular holiday destinations like Benidorm, I'd say many a time I have seen a couple they're sitting opposite each other in a restaurant, they're talking, and they're not smiling and not talking. What the bloody hell did he bother coming on holiday for? And it wouldn't surprise me after having a miserable holiday where they're not even talking to each other. They probably go back to England and tell everyone what a great time they had. Now they can't wait to go back out there again. People are a funny thing, aren't they? Cats and Good Coffee. I'm afraid of booking a flight to Bangkok for November, and something happened in November, like another war and you, yeah, and find out, to reject risk is to reject life, isn't it? You never know. You never know. The thing is, I mean, with the ridiculous prices that you have now, with the ridiculous price that you have now, I mean, I'd be reluctant to book when there's a chance I may lose a lot of money. I'd rather lose a small amount of money. I mean, you say there could be another war, and you Antivirus, or the financial system going to hell. You've got the other things between now and then. You could have a heart attack or get the big C or whatever. You just never know, mate. You've just got to carry on with your life. You really, really have. Martin Ryder, fly manga class with massage and happy end and mid-flight. Oh, now that sounds like the airline for me. I think I've enjoyed that one. Lovely stuff. Thai Billy Boy. Is that Carlsberg strong stuff? I haven't got the cam right here, but it's reasonably strong. It's nice. It's smooth. In fact, it tastes a little bit. It's kind of like Stella used to be before Stella got weak. It was to do with the tax imports or something like that. But Stella just isn't Stella anymore. But this Carlsberg export, it's nice and it's strong and it's tasty and it's smooth. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Daniel Mills. I can't wait to have a couple of spliffs with a Thai girl and boom, boom. The simple things in life, eh? Spicy Roads, decent beer. Decent beer like that in Romania is about $1 and stuff. I think I'm gonna like Romania. Tony Saber, steady Ed, I just watched a video on the main channel and I subscribe here waiting for your Romania live. Well, I'll be in Romania this week. So once I'm there, I'm going to be there for 4 weeks. I'm going to be in Bucharest, the Black Sea coast. So I will be doing at least one live stream a day, maybe 2 live streams. Like I'm repeating myself now, but if the signal is really, really, really as good as they say, the data, the internet and all that, I'll be doing a couple of live streams per day, and I can't wait. But what I still haven't figured out, I'll be starting and finishing in Bucharest, but in between I'll be going down to the Black Sea coast or up to Transylvania and some of those little medieval villages they've got up there. But if I go from Bucharest down to the Black Sea coast, I think it'll be a couple of hours. But if I go from the Black Sea coast up to Transylvania, it's quite a long journey. And then it's more like 7 hours. So I'm not sure which I'll do first yet. We'll see what happens anyway. Martin Blunston. Hey, Eddie, have you seen the latest vlog about all the women? No, can't say that I have. Gary Hughes went to a Carlsberg function once, got totally peed on free export. Okay, sounds bloody good to me. I wouldn't say no to that. Angie Jones, some not paid over £200 in requirements to enter Thailand. Oh, well, not sure what that's all about. Martin Ryder, fly premium class and get a Thai sandwich. Oh, I don't know. I think a Thai sandwich mid-air would still be a bit much for me. Oh, I had a lovely sandwich in Thailand. Wonderful. Absolutely. Let me see. Okay, Graham Johnson. Eddie, I lived in Germany for 15 years, and never had a problem or heard of problems with the locals. I thought the Germans were good. They're a very, very hospitable group of people. The Germans were cool. But it's some of those, when you go looking for the naughty stuff, that's when, you can get ripped off. Patriotus 1. In Cambodia, your beer is 50 cents, but lady drink is $4.50. Can you get? But if you go to places, bars where there's ladies available, is it going to be 50 cents? Then to me, that was a happy hour price. Yogi Bear, Martin, right? The Thai government's only made CBD illegal, so the weed does not have whatever in it. Let me just see. Martin Blunton. Oh yeah, whatever. Have you seen the vlog and all the? Have you seen the vlog and all the women Clint has dated? Bloody good. And I haven't seen that actually. I'm sure Clint has had plenty of women in his time. I mean, why the hell not? You don't tend to think of Clint as like a ladies' man. He's more of a man's man. I'm not saying that he bats for the other side. Nothing like that. He's probably 100% red blooded. But I mean, the fact is, in a lot of his movies, I mean, the women are not in. But you go there because you want to see Clint. You want to see Clint. No, I haven't seen that vlog. Cats and good coffee. Somebody that comparing the cost of visiting Thailand for Rumpy Pumpy versus another country for Rumpy Pumpy. But it's just not about having Rumpy Pumpy. It's about the place, lifestyle, cuisines. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some places I like to go to simply because I want to see the countryside. I want to see the mountains. It's go every place for Rumpy Pumpy. That's not for me. It's not for me. Don't get me wrong, I like a bit of Rumpy Pumpy, yeah, but not all the time. Martin Ryder, Romanian packing list, passport, wallet, catering box of condoms, mankini. Oh, I think I'll give the last one a bit of a miss. Delboy K. Okay, let me see. Lewis C. I don't understand why it costs more for me to get a train from York to London than to fly to Romania by plane. Well, my plane ticket, it was £36.50 return. But, with these seats, it's going to be more like paying for the seats either way. It's going to be more like 88.5 quid return. But, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. It's still good value. Trains are not good value. That's why I never ever used them. They're going on strike this week as well. I'd rather get the National Express coach personally. I think it's more reliable. Thai Belly Boy, what logo would Eddie have on his merchandise t-shirts? Bring back the bush. Lol. How about I do like hairy? How about I left my 20-stone wife back home, or something like that? Ben Leno, I've been to strip clubs in Germany, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. I never had an issue with the bill. They tried it on, but we refused, and they apologized. Really, well, good for you, mate. Good for you. I mean, I avoid places like that. I've been to I've been to Germany, Poland, and I've been to those other places. Yeah. But they are a bit notorious. And one thing about Poland, Krakow, that place is just diabolical. I mean, they're such nice young people. Young, like some of them only look about 20 years old. Boys and girls who meet on these strip clubs. Let's go to a strip club. They're not nice people at all. They are. They're trying to lead you into a sort of stuff, because I was there on a stag do, and I do know lads who got ripped off big time. But then stupidly, they went back again and got ripped off again. Not for me. I've been to Prague. I went into a go-go bar in Prague, and there were beautiful women there. Lovely women. But I mean, the doormen were built like bloody Mike Tyson. They were, it's that consumption card. You go in there and you're given you can't pay there, and then you're given a consumption card, and it's £100 if you lose. I put in the no, I didn't feel comfortable in them. Anthony Cavalier. You should watch this YouTube short on budget airlines. Funny. Okay. What's this? Andrew Jones, Scoot Airlines, London to Bangkok, £199. Presumably that's one way. And probably it might be direct. And it may go from... Does Scoot Airlines fly from Heathrow? Because I got Bangkok to Gatwick, and it was £271, including the luggage. It was okay. It's basic. There was no entertainment. There's no food on board. You sneak your own on board. But it was all right. I didn't have a problem. I thought it was not bad. Yogi Bear, is that the offer bear from Lidl? No, this is... I got this. This is part of my Asda delivery. Oh, I've got that chicken in the oven as well. I've got a sneaky... I've only had me crunchy nut cornflakes today. That's all about crunchy nut cornflakes, and I'm going to have a nice... When that chicken's good, I'm going to start with some nice chicken on toast. I love anything on toast. I love toast. I really, really do. Nice, warm, hot chicken. Oh, nicely done. Oh, I can't bloody wait. Can't wait. Frank Chef, did you ever have issues in Thailand with loud, noisy neighbours? Bloody a-holes, some of them. I haven't tended to have issues with neighbours. I think they've more had an issue with me. I think because I must admit, I'm a bit of a night owl. You say I'm a bit of a night owl, and I try and keep me voice down or whatever. But I've had a couple of cases, 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been in a hotel or I stayed in a condo once in Pattaya, and the next some bloody knocking on the wall. Keep your voice down. Keep your voice. I've got quite a loud voice. You see, my voice tends to carry. You see, it's. I think neighbours have more had a bloody problem with me. That is bloody good info. That is good info. That's good info. John Mitch. The FKK clubs are all above board, around €30 entrance, which includes food, soft drinks, and even including unlimited beer. That's good. Also, bathrobe, towels, and shower. Price for nude ladies, €500 per €50 per session. Ooh, this sounds bloody good. I think I can imagine you, John, wandering around one of these places, like Hugh Hefner, the old bathrobe on, surrounded by sexy. Oh, sounds bloody good. No, that's good info, that, John. That's good info. That really, really good info. Thanks for that. That info is taken on board. Cheers. He was a jammy bastard, that Hugh Hefner, wasn't he? I mean, I was reading about him. I seen a couple of videos about him the other day. That man, I was on Facebook once, and one of these crappy middle-aged over 50s sites, and someone posted a comment saying, "Whose life would you like to live from start to finish?" And so many people put, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar. Well, I put Hugh Hefner. I'd like to live his. I know he didn't. Apparently, he didn't have any experience with the women until he was about 21. He's a bit shy youth with the girls and all that, but he made up for it later on. Good luck. That man had an amazing life. I mean, the thing about Hugh Hefner, I seen an interview with him once with that bloody annoying Jonathan Ross, and Jonathan Ross interviewed Hugh Hefner and said to him, "How many women have you had, or how many liaisons have you had, whatever?" And he said about 1,000. Hugh Hefner said about 1,000, but I'm sure that they're all, Barbie doll quality stuff and all that. But what I thought Jonathan Ross bottled out of it, he should have said to Hugh Hefner, "So you've had 1,000 women, all these Playboy bunnies. So how have you had them? If they done rumpy pumpy with you because of your handsome good looks, or the fact that you're an old geezer who stinks of piss? I mean, is that what they've been attracted to, or is it because of is it a casting couch, sort of thing?" He should have said, "How have you had these women?" But anyway, yeah, you have to. I wouldn't mind living his life. He was a jammy. Well, no, he wasn't. No, not a jammy bastard. Not a jammy bastard. To give him his due, nobody forced him to start that Playboy magazine. And you know how he got started on that Playboy magazine? Marilyn Monroe had already posed nude. She was on the front cover of his first Playboy magazine in the 50s, and she was already an established star. Not when she'd done the nude photos. She'd done them before, for money. I think she'd done them under another name. But he got those photos, and he bought them, and he put it, he put them in the magazine, and he never actually met Marilyn Monroe. He was a bit sneaky, really. She was an established star by then, and he'd done it without her permission, really, which is a bit sneaky. But he never met Marilyn Monroe. But it can be said that really, because he was a big star by then, that really that gave him a boost, a real boost to his magazine. And later on, apparently when he died, I think he's actually buried in a grave next to Marilyn Monroe. So he never met Marilyn Monroe, but it can be said that she really, really helped him on with his career. Anyway, let me see. Where are we now? Let me see. Where are we now? Okay, apologies if I've been waffling on. I've missed anyone out. Let me see. Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. Jesus Christ Almighty. Cats and good coffee. Eddie, the funniest couples are the ones visiting Thailand, where the wife is bossy and the submissive husband realizes that in Thailand, where there are tons of nice, hot young women, but he is trapped. Oh, yeah, I know. I've known couples, and, the missus, take me out to Thailand, wonderful. And when the guys got out there, he's still, what the hell am I doing with it? Just what am I doing with it? Oh, my, all these beautiful hot ladies. And oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. I know of one couple where they were in this bar and there was a lesbian show going on, too sexy type, whatever. And another bar, I think it was the same couple. They they went into a bar together. The guy went in there with his wife, and a hot Thai lady, approached him and said, I'll go back to your hotel, and we get it on, we boom. And the guy said, you can't do that, whip me wife, whip me wife. And the Thai girl said, well, does she want to join in? And does she? Oh my God Almighty. Taking your wife to Thailand, it's like bloody taking Mickey. It's like taking Mickey Mouse to Disneyland, isn't it? Or Minnie Mouse, for Christ's sake. Don't do it. Johnny B, I cannot wait for your Romanian videos, Ed. It may inspire me to go. And my Romanian friends have always recommended. Yeah, I met some nice Romanian people last week, actually. I have met quite a few Romanian people here where I live. And also, I've met them, through work, and I've encountered Romanian ladies in places like Amsterdam and Berlin. I'm not going to build me hopes up too much, because I've been in plenty of countries which have disappointed me. So you can't build your hopes up too much. But I'm bring it on, man. I'm looking forward to getting out there. Cats have got coffee, married with a fat cow. Okay. Paul Hoskin, did you left 5 blade is best for shaving? Okay. Yeah, razors are quite expensive. Well, everything's got a bit expensive, but what I have noticed though that you better paying over the odds for the quality razor. Because you can use it several times. Those cheap and nasty razors, I can't even get through one bloody shave with them things. I need 2 or 3 of them. So let me see now. What was that? For a fantastic wildlife. Have a great time, Eddie. I'm looking forward to the videos. Thanks, mate. Cheers for that. It is a bit of info. Gary B71. The new Stella Unfiltered is 5%. I've never actually heard of that one. Okay, I must check it out sometime. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. That. Rant and Rave 30. Have you seen women mongers in Thailand? I have. I've come across them, but they tend to be elves. The women mongers, but they go with other women, Thai women, they tend to be elves. They're the ones that I've seen. Although I do believe, I've heard that there is a couple of places, bars, whatever, in certain places, maybe like Soy Chai or whatever, where older Chinese women who've got a bit of dust go there so that they can have rumpy pumpy with young Thai men. I mean, I've heard about it anyway. Dad John, I've got a sneaky feeling I'm going to enjoy these Romanian vlogs. I can't wait. Thanks for that, mate. Paul Harrison, Ed, of all the traveling you've done, which would you say is your favourite country? Well, I love the Southeast Asian countries. I love Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. They're wonderful places. I didn't love Laos so much because I thought the people there were a bit dull, and apparently they're having terrible economic problems now in that country. I also love the South American countries. I love Bolivia and Brazil. Brazil is magnificent. I've spent months in Brazil. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful country. Well worth a visit. Well worth a visit. Brazil. I've been through the Amazon, Rio de Janeiro. Terrific place, Brazil. I don't know. I think it'd be somewhere between Brazil and Thailand, I suppose. Nice to hear from you anyway. Hypocritical reject. Eddie, I don't go to Pats for Clint. Yeah, okay, whatever. Fantastic wildlife. You have to pay the phone tax. You have to pay the phone tax theft. You have to pay the phone theft tax in Phnom Penh Riverside bars. What's that all about? Is that about? I mean, if you go to Skanky Joe's, as I used to call it, on 51 Street, I mean, those bloody girls, they're nicking smartphones left, right, and centre. They'll steal a smartphone from one table where an unsuspecting Farang is there. And the thing is, I've seen some of these guys in that complex. I think it was called the Golden Drum or whatever it was called before. They've done it up. You see these. I know one case where an American fellow was sitting there at the table and had a smartphone on the table, and these are really, really skanky girls knocking around, and he turned around to talk to another American fellow. Then he turned around again, and the girl had just snatched his smartphone and run off with it. And a girl come up to me once there and said, "Do you want to buy this expensive looking smartphone?" I mean, she's probably just robbed it about 5 minutes ago. So I don't know what I've never heard of that before. Perhaps you'd like to tell us about it. Paul Hoskin, mongering gets boring after 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Well, that 6 weeks is 42 days, and when you're having about two beds a day, that's 84 beds and 84 beds and umpteen soapies and God knows what. Yeah, I can imagine you're probably shagged out after 6 weeks, Paul. Pages just one. But if you're already been in Thailand many times, I think it's worth to travel other countries as well. It keeps the traveling in. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like traveling. I'm 60 years old now, and I still like to travel to other countries. And, I was thinking, some years ago, I'd done a big trip around South America, but my videos are on a very, very poor quality, camcorder, and so I wouldn't mind giving that another go. You never know. You never know, mate. You never know. Sultan of Vegan. We'll be listening to this tonight. Go on the steady. By the way, Eddie, the prices keep rising in Turkey. Far from a bargain anymore for us Brits alone half to. Yeah, I don't understand this about Turkey. I was there last year. I used to own a property in Turkey, and so I know that country well. But I don't know. I don't know if other countries do this. The Turkish lira is just falling through the floor. But there are still British tourists who think if they go out there, it's going to be dirt cheap. But they just, in the tourist days, they just bung all the prices up of hotels, food and drink. So the tourist doesn't really gain anything. I'm not really sure who does, but it's nice to hear from you anyway, mate. Farang's chef, Vietnam was great for ladies, but all on WeChat. No rumpy, bumpy bars like Thailand. Vietnamese are more discreet about all of that. Yeah, they are a bit more discreet. I mean, Vietnamese women are wonderful. They are wonderful, but yeah, they are a bit more. It's not as easy, and it's not as easy in there as it is in Thailand. Oh, yeah, we got someone new in the chat here. Eddie's 50 stone ladyboy. When you come back to Bataya, I have your baby. I'm kind of wondering where the hell it's. I'm pretty sure my baby wouldn't want you. David Kane, what day are you flying out to? Are you going early in the morning? Well, I'm going this week anyway, so I don't give the details about, but I'm going this week anyway. I will be doing a live stream from maybe even a little pop-up video from a hotel in Bucharest pretty soon. Coming soon to a laptop near you. Rusty Lid. I'm confident by the end of the month, the Romanian women will think of it as their English mistro freight, Romanian slang for cool friend. That's a nice thought. Nice thought. It's Thailand gagged and bound. What is all this business? All this business is that this is a break from bloody Stars on Sunday or Antiques Roadshow or whatever other boring crap is on the TV right now. Paul Hoskin, 4 tins of baked beans, 2 hours. 4 tins of baked beans, 2 hours sauna. Wonderful. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but Blazing Saddles comes to a soapy massage. Oh my God, no, I don't think so. 4 tins of baked beans, and I think that's got that's got dreadful consequences there, mate. He said, man, traditional Romanian recipe, steal a chicken and boil some cabbage. sounds good. Sounds good to me. Cass and Good Coffee. Eddie, have you heard about the no fat movement or people that decided not to masturbate? That's crazy, but they could not wear it. If one does not discharge somehow, it blows. Yeah, thanks for your info. Yogi Bear, Ed, what about? I think I'm really, really, really going to enjoy this. I think, are you talking about t-shirts again? Thailand gags and bound. Are you dieting? Only on Wednesday mornings. Okay. Martin Blunton, Eddie, the Romanian girls love a sandwich. Whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, there's an interesting there. Gary Hughes, Scoot only operate into Gatwick. Yeah, I thought so. I must prefer Heathrow because it's so much easier for me to get to. Gatwick is a bit of a pain. Gatwick, you got to get another coach and whatever. But yeah, that's where I came back from Bangkok to Gatwick. Owen, Ed, you haven't done your Bruce Lee in a while. Okay, well it's 6:30 in the evening. It's not like as if it's past midnight or anything. So those of you who've got headphones on, take them out now. Okay, Eddie's Bruce Lee impersonation. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, my Bruce Lee impersonation. Okay. Somebody sent me a message. Said, Jesus Christ, you didn't burst me eardrums when you done that. Okay, I like Bruce Lee. We got a movie coming up. Okay, a classic movie. We're going to talk about a classic movie. A movie that's so classic that you, personally, I can never, ever imagine never seeing it ever again in my life. There are some movies that you know what's going to happen. You've seen them before. You've seen them for donkey's years, but they are so darn good, that you will still watch them into old age, even though you know what's going to happen. You will still want to see them. We've got one coming up soon, anyway. Thailand gagged and bound. What about Toast on Toast? Sounds lovely. Graham Johnson, Scoot Airways, £199 cheap economy with handbag only. Check the price when you had a suitcase. Well, like I said before, I don't actually know if I added a suitcase or it was already included, but the total price, including my 20 kilogram checked baggage, was 271 quid from Bangkok to Gatwick, a direct flight. And I thought that was bloody good. No problem with that at all. Martin Ryder, Eddie's asked to deliver. He's like that Ford XL with a beer powder in the back. Overdid it with the sweet cherry. Absolutely. David R. I haven't seen him in the chat. Am I really behind with this chat? David R. Howdy, David. How you keep? Nice to hear from you. David was on the other channel the other day. And we had a good laugh. David and Steph. Cats and good coffee. Nice toasted and roasted chicken with a cute chai chick saying, "This is good, Tilak. I love you a long time. This makes me happy." Sounds good. Martin Ryder. Graham Johnson, would it be possible to send a suitcase DHL in advance? That's interesting, isn't it? David R., have you Googled all the soapy massage joints in Romania yet? Do you know what? I haven't. But now that you mentioned it, maybe, guess what I'm going to do later on. Yeah, okay. Thanks for that, mate. Thailand gagged and bound. Hugh Hefner was Spencer's Liberati. No, I don't believe that. I don't think so. I don't believe that. I've fallen. I've fallen a teensy-weensy bit behind. I've fallen well behind. Brian Street, Paul Hoskin, who's Hugh Hefner? Just a bloke who's never been to Bangkok. Absolutely. Oh, I don't know. I mean, some of those lovely, sexy chicks that he went, but it was obviously a casting couch job. I mean, they never went with him for his. Oh, Jesus, there's still a little bit something obscene, isn't he? With a guy, he got to in his 80s, and he was still knocking off young blondes and all that. Something a bit obscene about that. I wouldn't say no. Okay. Martin Ryder, very few wongas in Thailand. Thai men are hung like baby sparrows. That's what I've heard. Farang Chef, enjoy Romania. Look out for Vin Diesel. He's filming triple XXX. Really is. Do you know what? The first triple X movie with Vin Diesel, I actually liked that. I thought that was a very, very, very good film. I really, really enjoyed that. There was a sequel, wasn't there? Which I don't even know if Vin Diesel was in that, but it wasn't as good. So, but it'd be nice to see another movie. I thought that was a good film. Del Boy K, that's interesting. It's funny how many idiots have smartphones. Nice to. Martin Ryder, Turkey's inflation is going through the ozone layer. That country is, well, it's not the only one, but that country's having very, very severe economic problems. Pattaya Steve bust a gigantic space up at Gonads. Eddie, I normally go to Pattaya 3 times a year, but I've not been since December 19. I love Thailand, but I'm curious about Vietnam, etc. Beware of the gay vampires in Romania. I think you've been watching Roman Polanski's what was it called? Dance of the Vampires? Is that the one? I think it's got a couple of different titles, that film. Your thought? Flights booked roll on the end of the year. 10-20 euro for 4 months. All the best, Eddie. Up to whatever. Yogi Bear, the inflation rate in Turkey is 78%. Jesus Christ. See, now the thing is that there were some naive people in Turkey about 20 years ago where the inflation was around about, it got to 30 or 40%. And some naive people, thought, I know it's dead easy. What I can do is I can bung 100 grand into a Turkish bank account and then live off the interest. I can live off the interest for the rest of my life. I can retire out there. They didn't have the wisdom to think, yeah, but what about if the Turkish currency goes down, falls through the floor? What happens then? If ever you want to take that 100 grand out of your Turkish bank account and put it back into British pounds, it's not going to be worth very much, so you're probably lost out in the long run. I mean, some people can only see, the good. They can't see the negative side of things. Cats and good coffee. Paul has, there's a funny documentary of 2 British moms going to Turkey to get laid with young Turkish guys, but they take their 17-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son with them. I think I've seen that one. Dirty old cows, dirty old bitch. I mean, good. I mean, good for them. I mean, if they want to go knock these old bitches want to go knocking off young Turkish lads, and whatever. Fine, but don't take your kids with you. Don't bloody leave the kids at home, for Christ's sake. Have a bit of decency. You know what I mean? Paul asking, girls go to say, okay, we're not going. We sort of the Turks that you meet in. I was based in Fethiye, which is a beautiful area, and a lot of the Turks you meet there, they're good. There's some bloody good people there. There's some bloody good people. Some of the Turks that you meet there are really, really good people. Oh, here's an interesting one. Eugene Vincent, Ed, I've only recently discovered that James Coburn and Christopher Lee are on the cover of Band on the Run with McCartney and Wings. Yeah, well, that was said to be McCartney's, Wings' greatest. That was probably Band on the Run was a great song. Jet, ooh, as Alan Partridge does it. Jet, okay, great. Band on the Run was a great album. What I noticed today, apparently Paul McCartney is 80 years old today. He was born in the same hospital as me. There's about 20 years and £1 billion worth of difference between me and him. But, that's beside the point. Apparently he's 80 years old today and he's still rocking and rolling. Great, good for him. He's I've been waiting for this, but he's left it a little bit late, but he's decided to pull that Beatles song back in the USSR, and he's decided that it's not very tasteful at this moment in time to be performing that. And I would have thought he'd have already thought of that. I thought it would have been obvious, a few months ago. But anyway, happy birthday to Paul McCartney. I'll never meet him, but and he's never heard of me. But we were born in the same hospital, and he was born about 20 years earlier than I was, and he's got £1 billion more than I've got. But apart from that, I think he's cool. I do believe in fairies. Hey up, Eduardo. I'm off to Thailand in January, but I paid a massive £55 on a flight for a few days in Prague in September. Any recommendations? Oh, Jesus. I went to Prague around about Christmas time, didn't I? About 25 years ago. So I can't really, my info is not up to date on Prague at all. But it was a lovely city, and the people there seemed nice enough. I wouldn't mind another visit to Prague. I wouldn't mind that. Good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. Your thoughts. Enjoy Romania, Eddie. Thank you, mate. Martin Ryder, Wongas tend to be attracted to men hung like Shire horses. Yeah, and that's the kind of language that they use. I mean, I've been in a bar in Fetia where there's a table full of old English women, and they're talking about, they put bloody rugby players to shame. Let me see now. Okay, Gorilla Manila. Gorilla in Manila. Hiya, what do you think about a train journey starting in Hanoi all the way down the coast of Vietnam, stopping in places like Da Nang and the Trang, and ending Cambodia in about 2 weeks? That sounds good. That sounds good. I don't know what have I ever been on a train in Vietnam? I don't think I have actually. I've been on buses, loads of. I've bussed there all through that country. But make sure that you understand what the train's all about. Because I remember years ago, when I first went to Vietnam about 20 years ago, I did meet other travelers who got a train all the way from Hanoi all the way down to Saigon. And I think it was like a 32-hour journey. And it was very, very uncomfortable. The seats were so uncomfortable, they said. And, you just couldn't sleep. Vietnamese people can sleep on them, but Westerners will struggle. And apparently it was a horrendous. So make sure that you really know the quality of the make sure you know the quality of the train before you book something like that. Make sure it's going to be comfortable for you. I've done a couple of train journeys. I've traveled a few times through Vietnam with a good friend of mine, the one who's coming around tonight for a roast dinner, and he doesn't suffer from claustrophobia the way that I do. We got on bus. I think we got on a bus in Nha Trang going down to Saigon, and was it Hoi An to Nha Trang, something like that. It was an overnight bus, and it was those sleeper compartment things, and you were sandwiched in, and it was like bunk beds. And my friend was right down the back of the coach. He said, "I'm down here, Ed. I'm down here." And you got these narrow little. He said, "I'm down there." I'm not going there. I suffer from claustrophobia going down the narrow little passageways on the coach. I thought I'm going to get here instead, and I ended up sleeping on top of a bunk bed where I'm staring about 6 inches away from the ceiling. And be careful what kind of travel you do in Vietnam. A lot of it is very, very, very uncomfortable. It really, really is. Farang Chef, Ed, you have a very infectious laugh. Good on you, mate. Cheers, mate. Cass and Good Coffee. Paul Harrison. The title of the documentary is "Female Sex Toys with Kids Together." Easy English. It's on YouTube. Okay, everyone go and watch it. I think I've watched it. I think I've seen that one, and I think it says a lot for those women. I mean, it's okay, female going out to a place like that. A woman going out that for a bit of rumpy pumpy with the young fellas. Oh, that's fine, but don't take kids with you. Leave kids out of it. Don't be bloody taking the kids with you. Ty Billy Boy, the dogs have gone berserk after your Bruce Lee had he Okay. Graham, apologies if missed everyone. I mean, this is my second time, but there's still quite a lot of people in the chat, and if I'm waffling on and I've missed out on people, apologies for that. Graham Johnson, Eddie, I think I told you before, the Scoot website has 2 prices, only plus add-ons on the economy and economy plus economy without suitcase, and economy plus with suitcase. If they only have okay, fine, thank you, thanks for that. Okay, what's this? Paige just one. I visited Chinookville in 2017. I think it was nice, but Chinese room. I think they've already ruined it, mate. It's Chinese casinos basically now. What's this one? Kiki on the Trail, a round trip from Dublin to Clark, that's Philippines, departing on June the 30th, is now €4,070 with Emirates. Great. That's bloody crazy. That's obscene, that is. Cats and Good Coffee. Talk about this documentary about these women going to Turkey. Steady Eddie Live. There is a moment in the documentary that one of the British women literally say, "We are not like the typical sex tourist men that go to Thailand just for sex." Like how the dirty old wongers, dirty old wongers, dirty wongers, dirty wongers. Frank Chef sat opposite Christopher Lee in a London bus once. He knew I recognised him. That's something, isn't it? Christopher Lee getting the bus. Paul Hoskin, Paul McCartney spent a few quid on it. She was a cow, wasn't she? Good looking woman with a nice pair of knockers, but she was a real cow, wasn't she? I mean, he was married to Linda. All right, Linda wasn't the most glamorous woman. I mean, what did people used to say? What was the old joke? What do you call a dog with wings? Linda McCartney. Okay, she's probably a very nice person, but then Linda sadly died. Very sadly died, and then McCartney got married to this Heather, and. Yeah, it was clear what she was all about. Bloody terrible. It was really sad, that was. But let me see. But that's women for you, isn't it? Let's see. Devil's Den. If in Prague, get up to Zizkov District 3, only 5 minutes from the centre, but half the price for everything. Do you know, like I said, I've only been to Prague once. That was about 25 years ago. And it was Christmas time. I wouldn't mind another visit to that place, to be honest with you. Category Coffee. Pages one. Senegal is a favourite destination of Germans, Austrians, Italians, French, and Spanish women that want to feel Africa. Yeah, I'm sure they feel a bit more than bloody Africa, mate, when they're out there. I've never been to Gambia but I've heard stories. Someone was telling me about a little old 70-year-old German woman, a 75-year-old German woman on a Zimmer frame, with a big honky Gambian man, with a big medallion, and she was taking him up to her room. Oh, dirty old cow. Spicy Rose. I've taken a few train trips in Romania this month. It's easy enough, but not fast. I think in those, because I've been to Bulgaria and in some of those places, you've got to watch those train stations when you're getting into your ticket, because there's some people who will offer to help you, and you will think that they work for the train company, they work for the railway, when really they're just opportunistic. They're after money. So, don't worry, I'm alert. I'm well wise to all of this. Yogi Bear, don't Top Gear in the UK do a special going full length of Vietnam? Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have seen that. It was very, very good, very, very good. I'm not. I mean, they're okay. I like some of Top Gear, but when you get those three fellas together, Clarkson and the other two, Clarkson's a real character, but really, when you get the three of them together, I've never ever seen three fellas who are so full of themselves as they are. It's like, they're so full of themselves. Leeds. Eddie, do you take tablets before and during the flight to Bangkok? I suffer from claustrophobia and can only manage a 4-hour flight before the tablets. Oh, no, I don't take tablets. Well, best of luck with that one, mate. Best of luck with that. Ty Billy Boy, it's a thumbs up for me, Eddie. Loving the live streams. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for that. David R, with the rate flights are getting cancelled, I'd be scared to go anywhere now. Well, I'm not going to worry about it simply because it hasn't cost me a lot of money just yet. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to go through life worrying. What's this? Look, no, what's this one? She had a hairy muff. I do like the hairy stuff. Is that a poem? Is it a limerick? You're going to start monging as soon as you get there, or leave it a few days to settle in. I'm going to relax when I get there and have a cold beer and probably have a nice meal and whatever. Lewis Bellingham, my ex-girlfriend, went to the Gambia, met a tribal prince and married him. His name was Rasbunny. Well, I heard a story about a Gambian man who he got in with this English woman who was reasonably wealthy, and he needed to borrow lots of money to pay a witch doctor, to help him with his impotency. Oh my God Almighty! Spicy roads. I haven't had any problem in train stations. You might check us from machine or window. Nobody bothered me, and a few people helped me. That's good to hear, mate. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Oh, let me see. Spicy roads. Uber or Bolt works well in Romania. Cheapest. Well, I've got Bolt. I mean, I've got Bolt on my smartphone, so we'll see about that. Red wine. Yes, that's red wine. Yes, there's bloody good value. What's the ideal age of a woman for you to make love with? Well, I'm 60 now, so I suppose, shall we say, half my age? That's quite bloody good. Okay. Wait, do you think you will indulge in some Romania skank? I'll tell you what. It's squeaky door time. Back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let me see now. Oh, let me see. So let's see. Quick. Oh, look at the comments while they're being out, eh? Look at the comments while they're being. I'm not even going to repeat them. Oh. Oh. Lovely stuff. Okay, let's see. Lewis Bailey, Tell Boy K, watch him empty this can of beer. 20 taps go. I haven't emptied the can of beer. That's coming soon. Eddie, what are you going to do when impotence catches up at you? I will say in a very, very droopy way that at least I've had a bloody good innings. That's what I'll say. Okay. So let's see now. Okay. It's an hour and 41 minutes. There's nothing on a bloody telly, only those religious crap programs and all that kind of stuff. So basically, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, let's talk a little about movies. Now, I want to do a little bit of a feature where we talk about classic movies. When I say classic movies, personal favourites of yours. There's got to be some movies which you watch an old movie. Do you know what? Is there a syndrome for people who watch the same movies over and over again? I try not to do that, but there's certain films that I may have seen 40 or 50 years ago, and yet I will still watch them now. Not every year, but every few years, simply because they're so damn good. And I watched a movie last night, which I first seen 40 years ago. 40 years ago, absolutely 40 years ago. Then I thought it was a very good movie, but it's got classic status since then, and it's a wonderful movie. I watched it last night. 2 hours of pure magic, okay? And that movie is the absolutely wonderful, timeless classic Blade Runner. Absolutely wonderful. It's on Amazon. Now, this little that looks like it's the director's cut. It's not the director's cut that was on Amazon. I was watching last night. Honestly, I sat down for 2 hours. I thought, my God, what a wonderful movie. But it wasn't that one. It was the version that was originally released in the cinema in 1982, the one where Harrison Ford narrates over it. Wonderful stuff, and I absolutely totally enjoyed that movie. Totally enjoyed it. Here's a nice picture of Harrison Ford. Really, they couldn't have picked a better actor to play. To play the detective who hunts down the replicants. Wonderful movie. So, what does anyone think of Blade Runner? Paul Harrison, Blade Runner, excellent movie. There's so many different versions of it. Frank, I caught the score on YouTube last night. Still kills with De Niro and Brando. Really. I don't know if I've seen that one. Let me see. Okay. So about Blade Runner, Harrison Ford. Now, when this movie came out, it was not a rip-roaring success. The visuals, I think people even knew them 40 years ago, that this film was something special, simply because Ridley Scott's visuals and the whole look, and it's become a very, very influential movie. How many movies have you seen since when you've thought to yourself, it's got that Blade Runner look about it? Very, very distinctive. And also, it's a movie. There's not that many movies, really, when you think about it, which are predominantly set in the rain, where it seems to be raining all of the time. But what it is, it got some hostile reviews to begin with. And I think even the director, Ridley Scott, wasn't so keen because I think they added a narration over it, Harrison Ford narrating, the movie. A voice doing a voiceover, and a lot of people weren't keen on that. But I actually think that voiceover was necessary. If I have one criticism of this movie, I'll show you another image of it. See, there you go. Wonderful visuals, amazing stuff, amazing. If I have one criticism of this movie, it is that the character played by Harrison Ford is very, very underdeveloped, very underwritten. It's very, very underwritten, that character, and really wonderful fish. The look and feel of that movie, and I think really you need that voiceover in order to build the character up. Because they couldn't have chosen a better actor other than Harrison Ford. He was totally. And when do you think people like Dustin Hoffman and Jack Nicholson were in line for the movie? I don't know how well they did them. For me, Harrison Ford was a perfect choice for that movie. But the character itself is very, very underdeveloped. And I think you take that voiceover out of it, and you're left with a character that doesn't really have a great deal of, insight, a great deal of depth. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. So what do you think of Blade Runner? Okay. Let me see it out. Okay. Martin Martin writes, a Blade Runner reminds me of Bangkok in the wet sea. Yeah, I think so. I think it was Cheap Charlie, actually, who said that in the video. I mean, he was filming Soy 4, wasn't he? I've seen one of his videos. He was filming Soy 4 in the rain outside Nana Place. And he said to him, it's got that Blade Runner look. I mean, the thing is, the look of that movie, Blade Runner, that alone makes it a special movie. Because before Blade Runner, I don't think there was ever a science fiction movie that look like Blade Runner. I mean, even now people say it looks like Blade Runner, or it reminds me of something out of Blade Runner. Category Coffee, steady like it's almost like Bangkok because it reminds of a Blade. Yeah, it does. It does have that feel about it. Hey, here we go. Paul Houser, for some reason, Thailand reminds me of Blade Runner. Yeah, it Bangkok does, definitely. Hard Tulip. 10 out of 10. My favorite science fiction movie. A wonderful film. I like to say, when I first seen it, it wasn't a big success when it first come out. And then they released the director's cut, a few years later. Which, some people like that better. But like you say, I think I preferred the first version simply because I think you needed a little bit of that voiceover in order to beef the character up a little bit. Let me see. Rusty Lid, the origami animals were nice. Okay, there was all kinds of nice touches in that movie. Barry from EastEnders. I loved the last with you and Pete, even though it lasted 4 hours. It was great from start to finish. Covered lots of time, but next time, oh, God almighty, no. Let me see. Let me see. Let me have a little look. Yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting. Sean Harris didn't like Blade Runner first time. Love it now. Absolutely. I mean, when I first seen it, I thought it's a good movie, but now it's one of those movies simply because of the visuals. There's so much going on screen all the time. At the time that you feel you can watch it over and over again. And also, one thing, what I noticed last night watching it, bearing in mind 40 years after the first seen it, it's not packed with action. There's actually very, very limited action scenes in Blade Runner, that movie. These days you get action every 5 minutes, and even the limited action scenes that there are in Blade Runner, they are very, very quick and they are to the point and they get it over with. Whereas nowadays they'd have to go on and on and on and on. But it's a very, very special movie, and it is a film that I would watch over and over and over again. Let me see. Okay. So, and of course, the characters in there. I think Harrison Ford was absolutely perfect for the part, but I think his character of the detective Hunter Rabbit was a bit underwritten. They needed to add a little bit more to that character. I think they really, really did. But who can deny that this was an amazing character? They had various choices to choose Harrison Ford to play detective. But I think Rutger Hauer, he was given the part of the main villain even before they actually met him, because he looks absolutely fantastic. He certainly looked the part. One of the most memorable, science fiction villains ever. Really, he was amazingly charismatic. There he is, and who can forget that wonderful speech? And don't ask me to quote it, but it was a wonderful speech at the end when he delves into poetry, and it gets very, very deep about a robot wanting to be a human. It gets very, very deep. It is so much in this movie that you can watch this movie over and over again and still see things that you'd never seen before. Absolutely wonderful. And one final little photo here. She played a terrific part, Daryl Hannah. She looks like a hooker when you first see her. Apparently, she'd done her own acrobatics and played a wonderful characters. Okay, so let me see now. So Blade Runner, definitely. One of those movies that I will always watch every few years for the rest of my life. Who's this? Hard Tulip. Eddie, I've seen the director's cut. It seemed longer. I prefer that version. The Blu-ray version is very good. pitch and sound quality. I have the 6 discs. Like, yeah, it's wonderful. I've seen the director's cut, and I've seen that, but I think without that narration, I think that for me that was the main flaw of the film. Harrison Ford's detective character needed to be add a little bit of depth to it. You know, I think fine actor, but you know, a really great actor can, you know, make miracles out of an underwritten part. Cats and Good Coffee. Neither Blade Runner nor 2001: A Space Odyssey liked to the general public. Time was needed for people to digest. Yeah, that's it. It is digested. Yeah, that's it. Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. When that was first shown in the late 60s, it had groundbreaking special effects. That was a slow starter. It wasn't an instant hit. I think after the first moon landing, that's when it became a lot bigger. That movie. You are very, very right there. Paul Harrison, Rutger was awesome. Yeah, he was. So they gave him the part even before they'd met him. He was so perfect for that part, so amazingly charismatic. Rusty Lid, Blade Runner is different if you know that Deckard Ford is also a replicant. Really? Well, I actually missed that. Was that in the original bit? Do aliens dream of electric sheep? Written by Philip K. Dick. That was his name. Apparently, he actually died before the completion of Blade Runner. So what they done is they dedicated the movie to him. Maybe that's in the original novel of it. Let me see. Though, yeah. Paul Hoskin. Love it. I'm not even getting. That's so funny. I can't even repeat. Citizen Mikey, did you like the Star Wars movie? I do like the Star Wars movies. They're wonderful. I mean, the imagination, you're wonderful. They don't work very well on the TV, but if you see them on a big screen, they are wonderful. I mean, George Lucas was very, very brave with his idea. Yeah, you know, to push them through and yeah, the wonderful entertainment, absolutely amazing. Yogi Bear, Chris Vangelis has not long died. He wrote some wonderful music. Yeah, he did. Wonderful composer. What? Yeah, the Vangelis music and Ridley Scott's amazing visuals. Very, very special movie. Like I say, how many movies do you know of where, you know, you can be in an environment like a few people have mentioned, Bangkok in the rain, where you can say, that looks like a scene from that movie. But Blade Runner is one of those movies. You know, I've even seen, you know, science fiction where, you know, they've obviously borrowed the look from Blade Runner. So very, very iconic movie. Frank Schaff, Rutger Hauer's big break was the hit. Yeah, fine movie. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see. Joe Hart. Daryl was a pleasure. She played a great part in that. Excellent. Ben Leno, Mr. Ed is my favorite childhood series. You know, that's the talking horse, Mr. Ed. Well, you know, there have been times that, you know, I have been compared to Mr. Ed, but that's another story. Cats and Coffee. Rutger Hauer was the one who wrote the famous part. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. He suggested to Ridley Scott, and Ridley said, "Yeah, apparently he did. You know, all that wonderful that I can't actually remember it offhand, but that wonderful dialogue. That's scene, you know, at the end when he rescues. Well, I won't give the plot away for those of you who've never seen it, but wonderful, absolutely great movie, a deserved classic. Okay, let me see. Okay, Cats and Good Coffee. Steady as Life. What do you think of the second part, Blade Runner 20? Well, I don't know. It was. I think it was a totally different movie. I switched it off. It was on Netflix a couple of years ago, and I couldn't watch any. I got through about 45 minutes, and I couldn't watch any more of it. It looked good. The movie certainly looked good, but I think the reason I switched it off, I thought there was one thing missing from this movie. it seems to forget that movies are about entertainment. And there was no entertainment value in this movie at all, really. Maybe if I find the right time, I might just watch it again. I actually switched it off. I just not in the same league. Martin Ryder, Eddie, is Bucharest film free, Willie? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bazooki, seen Ridley Scott film Napoleon in Malta in May. Really? Malta seems to be a favourite. Apparently, Gladiator was made in Malta as well as when Oliver Reed snuffed it. Yeah, I think actually Blade Runner, I think, is by far my favourite Ridley Scott movie. Very, very stylish. Very, very stylish film. Very talented. Very, artistic filmmaker. And Nisa Kate is here. How are you, my darling? Do you still enjoy movies if you have to watch with subtitles? Listen, baby, if you're in the movie, who needs subtitles? Who needs words? Paul Hoskin, that young boy saying, Lassie, come home, and after school home to see Lassie wait for him at the gate. So sad. And then at the end, Lassie is waiting for I love you, Paul, and I love Lassie as well. Anissa Kate, I know what your favourite genre is, Ed. I like lots of genres. I like 70s violent thrillers like Dirty Harry. I like spaghetti westerns. I like science fiction movies. Oh yeah, and I like Anissa Kate movies as well. Okay, I'm going to finish this soon because we're just coming up to 2 hours anyway. We've waffled on. It's Sunday. It's fairly dismal. I can smell that beautiful chicken in the oven. Can't wait. I'm going to have chicken on toast to begin with. Sean the Prawn. Hi, Eddie. Do you need to be concerned about pickpockets in Romania? You're going to be concerned about them anywhere, mate. Anywhere. Some places more than others. Kiki on the Trail. Ridley and Tony Scott. Hollywood royalty. He committed suicide, didn't he? His brother Tony Scott. I wasn't so keen on Tony Scott's films. He made films like Top Gun and stuff like that. I think Ridley Scott called his movies rock and roll movies. I mean, tragically, he committed suicide a couple of years back, didn't he? Who's this? Lassie was the only movie star who had the same coat on in every film, like it. Okay. Yummy. Lovely stuff. Really, really good. Okay, I'm going to finish now. We've come up to David Eisenberg. I got chicken curry soon. Very, very good for you. I had a lovely curry at Weatherspoons the other day. Weatherspoons. That's for those who are in other countries like America. Weatherspoons is a cheap and cheerful and basic place, but they do some good. So I had a few nice beers and I had a beautiful, absolutely sensational beef Madras curry from Weatherspoons the other day. So just thought I'd mention that. I've thought exactly the same thing, mate. Catching up coffee. If the gasoline price keeps going up, soon we will have a Mad Max movie revival on the streets. Yeah, I've thought about that. Nice thought, mate. Anyway, Paul Harrison, Top Gun, good example of not a classic. No, I wasn't too keen on that either. Okay, so let me see now. Thai Billy Boy. Very enjoyable stream, Eddie. Cheers and have a great holiday. Okay, thank you. So, guys, we've been on for 2 hours now anyway. Great to have you coming into the stream. Thanks for the super chat earlier on. So, I've got one more stream on this channel before I head off to Romania. So, tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, this channel, it will be my Pack in the Bag stream, okay? 10 o'clock tomorrow night on this channel. Hopefully you can come along then. Listen, guys, it's absolutely wonderful. This channel's, it's grown in subscribers now, and it's great to have your support. And we've got what's that line from Billy Joel, Piano Man? The regular crowd shuffles in. It's always great to see the regular crowd shuffling into this stream. Listen, okay, so One more comment. Sean the Pro, be great to see you live streaming, mate. I'm planning. I'm working on it, mate. I'm working on it. Danish bacon, cheers, Eddie and crew. Okay, so guys, it's 7:15 there. I'm about to get stuck into a nice roast chicken. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock UK time. Cheers.